So if you're coming in person, you can select in-person audition. For regular decision applicants, we have 2 audition days. We're going to link those in the comments below this video. And for the early action and early decision applicants, we have 1 fall audition day.
So what if someone cannot make an in-person audition day for scheduling reasons or for financial reasons? What options do they have outside of that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we offer an option to do a video audition. So you can record all of your audition requirements, and like you mentioned before, all of those requirements are necessary.
Don't make a mistake.
Remove stuff, right? Yep.
Practice all.
Upload all of that to a video, and that can be uploaded directly to the portfolio section of your application. You can access that portfolio section even after you submit your application, so there's no problem there. We always suggest submit that application, fill out the music application before you're ready with your video, because you can always come back and submit that later.
Okay.
One thing that students often think is that we weigh an in-person audition more than a video audition.
Right.
We do not prioritize in-person audition over video audition here at Lamont. We give everyone an equal opportunity. If you can't make it to Denver, but you still want to apply to Lamont, by all means, submit a video. We're still going to give you equal consideration for admission and also for scholarship.
Right, absolutely. How about if you really want to audition in person, but one of those 2 February dates or late January, early February dates don't work for you? Are there other options to audition in person for us?
So if you have audition days or you're busy on those days, this is also a time for all-state orchestra and band, all-state choir, right? Totally get it. We'll give you an option to select alternate date on the Lamont application, and after that, I'll work with you directly to schedule an audition day that would work for you outside of our regular days.
Great. I think it's important to note that when we're talking about that, we're of course talking about regular decision. If you do early action or early decision, we have 1 audition day in the fall. If you can't make that audition day and you don't want to submit a recording, we will ask you to switch to regular decision, and we can be a little more flexible with those dates for sure.
So there are of course other degrees that don't require an audition. For example, a composition applicant. If you're a Bachelor of Music in Composition applicant, you won't be required to audition in person, and this of course is only for classical composers. If you are a jazz and commercial music composer, part of your degree here is going to be playing and taking lessons, so we want to hear your audition too. So you'll submit a composition portfolio and audition
on a primary instrument.
And the details about that composition portfolio for both classical and for jazz and commercial music is going to be linked below this video. The other degree that often gets a little confusing is recording and production.
Right.
So this is the most lengthy application at Lamont in terms of music-specific materials, because they have to audition and submit an entire portfolio for recording and production. So we're going to have a separate video all about that process. We'll link that video below. Our R&P folks will have all of their resources there.
That's a great idea. And I mean, it sounds like the main takeaway though is that recording production applicants will need to audition on a primary instrument outside of recording production to be admissible to those studios, either on an instrument, voice type, or composition portfolios, that there's that added component. Okay, that's really important. Okay, so let's see, we've done the Common App, we've done the Lamont School of Music application after the Common App has come through the application portal, the DU student application portal. They've been in contact one way or the other to get set up with an audition, whether or not that's recorded or in person on audition day or ad hoc. They've decided which round they're going to pursue.
Now the big remaining thing is your audition. And our audition days are super fun, right? We try to make it a really fun event that feels inviting. We offer lots of programming, so there's a session on financial aid and scholarship. We have a welcome concert by one of our current students. So if you're coming in person, we have lots of stuff for you there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about our first audition experiences. Auditions are nerve-wracking. There's really no way around it. And so I know that you and I really try, and our students do as well, strive to relieve as much stress as we can to let our applicants focus on doing the very best they can at those auditions. It's also an opportunity to meet faculty. I mean, you mentioned you came to DU, you met Professor Kinsey, and he helped kind of let that stress melt away because he's just such an inviting person, such a kind person. And I think that's, we mentioned recording, we don't value recorded auditions any lower than in-person auditions, but one of the reasons we push those in-person auditions or encourage in-person auditions if possible is so they can have that experience with the faculty.